Right, this is Jinn Genie, a 1984 release by Micromega. This is a slightly different video because when I played it, it didn't record the audio. So I'm doing an overdub commentary, which is the first time I've ever done that. And I've had to learn how to do it in Shortcut, and I think I've made it work, but who knows, it might all crash and burn. Right, yeah, so it starts off with this sort of shmup type level, although I think you can probably just avoid them. You're on a magic carpet. You can fire out this sort of magic ball that collects these, I don't know if they're demons or cherubs or what, but you have to collect them and avoid them. And you can see it started with 5 lives and I've already lost 2, so not a good start to this, but I suppose that's to be expected. First play and all that. Right, so we're going to land now. I'm going to go into the palace, and this is palace number 2, which is indicated by the bottom right. Now this is a bit like Amadar. You have to move up and around the ladders and open the windows, but only until you find one that is open, and that's your entrance into the palace. There we go. So we're now in the palace. This level, which you can see starts dark, you have to light all the lanterns, which I hadn't quite figured out at this point, I think. But you can see actually as you each time you light a lantern, the display changes a little bit. It's quite nice. So that's opened a trapdoor because I've got the ones at the bottom, but there's still a couple that I've missed. So, and I think if you look down the one at the bottom there, it was put back out. Now if we can get, now that's freed up this clay pot that's on the second floor there. I can move that independently with magic. So to do that, you hold your fire button down and move the controller, and that will be positioned over the trapdoor there, which is the door down into the next level. So far so good. I've picked it all up. This is where it goes wrong, at least for my first play. I couldn't figure out what the hell I was supposed to do on this level. I won't give it away too much. So right now I'm trying to, I know I can move that clay pot, so I'm moving it around, and I think I'm just trying to get it to the bottom of the screen at this point. Now at the bottom of the screen there, you can actually see there's a key to the right and a cage to the left. So you get the key, open the cage, and this frees up the wise man. You can move him in the same way as you can move the clay pot, and you toggle between which one you're moving by walking over them basically. So the wise man is moving at the minute. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with him. At this point I'm thinking my job is to free him, so I try to get him out, but he's moved over the clay pot and now the clay pot is activated. So then my next guess is, well, maybe I have to put that at the top. So yeah, you can see I've activated it again. The thing flying around there is, I think it says in the instructions, an ifrit or an ifrit. I don't know how you say that. Yeah, ifrit or something like that. So I don't really figure it out this go, but I then read the instructions, and what I'm supposed to do is activate the clay pot, trap the ifrit, or ifrit, let's just call it the baddie, in the clay pot, and then grab the clay pot quickly before he escapes. Hadn't figured that out at this point. You can see a couple of things that are interesting. The baddie actively tries to stop you, so if it sees the activated pot, it will deactivate it, I guess, and it will also trap the wise man again if it can as well. You can see it caught the wise man and then killed me because I didn't move out of the way. So as is the way, had another go, having worked out what I need to do on that level. Having said that, I get through this one pretty easy. you know, I have to lose at least one life. But what I didn't realise, I should have probably just dropped here, right, and gone into the palace, but I keep sort of flying. Thinking, hang on, where are they all? And then it's like, oh yeah, okay. So here we go, we're going in. A couple of things about this screen. First off, it's not the same every time you play, so you know there's a bit of randomness to it, which is good. And you may or may not have noticed the guards actually leave like oil on the ladders, so you slip down them as well. Yeah, I think, right, so at this point I kind of knew what to do with this one pretty easy. Whizzing through it a bit. Right, now this one I'm going to actually try and capture the baddie in the pot. So we get the pot down. Free the wise man. Activate the pot, and then try and work out how the hell I can trap this thing. Alright, so I'll wait here. Got him! But now I need to get there quickly, and I wasn't quick enough. Yeah, so you do have to be quite close by, otherwise you won't be able to trap him. Here we go, right, I'm really close now, so I should be able to get there. And there we go, we've done it. So that's completed the first palace. And then what happens is you go through and do it all again. I think it gets a little harder. I can't really say for sure, but I assume it gets a bit harder each time. And from what I can tell, there's 5 palaces to do. So it's a relatively short game. I mean, that probably took a couple of minutes to do the first one. And it's not a lot different for the others, really. Having said that, I didn't complete the game, so I didn't get to the end screen. So I don't know for sure that it stops. It might just keep going. The only reason I'm assuming 5 is there's an option on the start menu to choose between level 1 and 5 to start from. But as you can see, it's the same again, really. There are some nice things. I like the effect of the flares making the room lighter. Flares, the lamps, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, you can see the position of the trapdoor is slightly different, so it's not exactly the same every time you play. It does get a little bit different. You've got the spiders as well. They will take a life away if you hit them, I think. At the moment, I've still got 5 lives. That's on the left there, and the number 2 on the right is the palace I'm in, I think. So that one was pretty quick too. Nice little beeps. I don't know if you could like intentionally make a tune out of them. And then we go into another palace. It says on the box that this game was written for the Commodore 64 by Hanan Samara. And like I said, 1984. So it's I think it's pretty good for a 1984 game. To be honest, quite enjoyed it. The loader was slow, so I think this was before we had fancy loaders. It took a long time. And it was just a red screen, so no idea that it was actually going to work. But my, to be honest, my data set seems to be pretty reliable at the moment. It's loading most things, which is good. So you can see I'm down to 2 lives now. A bit of carelessness, really. The pot started on the 3rd level there. Come down. So I guess that's where the difficulties change. Things are in slightly harder positions to deal with, and perhaps the enemies are a bit more aggressive or something. Alright, so you can see there the Jinn's got him. I'm down to 1 life. I'll get out of the way. But there you can see the the baddie spawned exactly where I was, and that's a bit unfair. But I think 1984, that was the sort of game mechanic that we had. We know better now. Yeah, so that's Jinn Genie from 1984. I quite like it. Thank you.